Came out here today to get a bunch of photos and videos of inside the walls where the plumbing, electrical, the HVAC is, just so that whenever in the future where we're finishing this out, and if the homeowner wants to do something, they can literally look inside the walls. We're going to walk inside and which kind of point out a few things that we noticed and go over there. One of the struggles when the electrician, he was walking with the homeowner here, and he was getting a lot of change orders and work orders and things of that, because after he was walking the space, he's like, I think it'd be better to have an outlet here or have like a couple more lights over there. And really that can really hurt the schedule, and a lot of people won't allow it, but ultimately what we want is for him to be happy. And we did lose a week on schedule because of that. And what Ricky doesn't realize here is that though we lost a week, we didn't lose. We're not moving that end date. So we're still going to hit that same end date. Yeah, he says, it's last week, dude. We'll just work later nights and weekends. No big deal. So that's what we're here for. So the obvious thing with time too is like, the electrician, he has jobs he has to get on to. And so 1 week in between, we might say, we'll make up for it in the long run, but that hurts his schedule and his company. And so Ricky kind of did a few things during that time to kind of help soften that. Like, he's like, hey, these light switches that are right here, for instance, we wanted this light switch on here, but we don't want it too far away from the door. And he's like, man, I don't know what I'm going to do. And then Ricky's like, look here, I'll just box this around because this is actually an air chase right here. And so we can't have this open in here because of fire hazards. And so what we're going to do, Ricky said, he goes, I'll take care of this. I'll box this out and I got you. And it saved him time and him trying to figure out like a different scenario here. So we do really work together in coming up with solutions and not just saying, good luck and hope for the best. Because when you hope for the best, you're not going to get a pleasing end result. We can actually envision this because we actually finish projects. So we're able to control those variables in the side of the project while we're building, and then hit those now so they don't cost you not only time and money later on, but also hurting that end date schedule. And so we try to think outside the box and building a box, right? Yeah. And so walking over here, this is the kitchen, a really important one to have all your pictures and video. Like this right here is your air duct. Knowing that this is here, there's just certain things in here that we other cabinet lighting there, under cabinet lighting, that you're really going to want to know where it's at. And so like just knowing that, approximately where these things are helps us not put big holes in the wall and be able to find them later on. It really just helps you. Yeah. And not to damage wires, damage plumbing. Like we have like the floor pop for the refrigerator there. And so tomorrow what he'll actually do is he'll go by and spray paint all of these outlets on the floor. And with a different color, he'll highlight the can lights up top, so that after this is all drywalled, you can easily see like there's outlets against the walls. There should be can lights, plumbed up from there. And that way, if something gets missed, wedge drywall, or inevitably will, it happens. Miss a switch, we know exactly where it's at because we spray painted everything on the floor. Really helps save time and makes it look better. So it's too. Another important thing I think that we did here, these are black on black windows, and these windows are actually they're porous, and so they have texture to them. And so what we did is we took an extra precautionary, and you'll see up in the house, some has blue tape and then we have green tape. The green tape actually sticks to this aggregate better than the blue tape did. And we're going to make sure that these windows stay covered, because cleaning these black windows in the end takes a lot of time and effort. And by doing this precautionary, yes, it gets hot in here. Usually tapers, hangers, they want to open the windows to get a breeze in through here. That doesn't serve the end product. And so it does get warm, but keeping these windows protected is very, very important. And so all the windows throughout here, the doors we have pre-finished, very beautiful, very expensive doors going on these, and we're going to keep those protected the whole time. Well, one thing a lot of people don't talk about is the cleaning of cleaning a finished house. It's like when you're buying a new house or something, this is all new windows, new construction, but whenever the drywall is coming here, what they do is they open up the windows, and then all that drywall does just cakes the inside of the window, and it's just a tremendous amount of work to try to get that to look new again when it's been used. Like, that's pretty high usage. So this precautionary effort that we have with the tape is going to really help out in the long run. You know, it's kind of on the short term, it's not that great, but in the long term, getting this thing finished up, you're going to have a better end result by doing this. And it's time and money. You know, we spent over 8 hours doing all these windows. There's over 44 windows in these 2 houses that we're doing, and that's over 8 hours of labor that no one really accounts for, but it's something that we know in the back end it's going to pay off, and something trying to think ahead and move forward instead of like, it's all those things that we've learned in the past that really stop you from finishing is it's worth the investment now to properly finish. And it's like, you don't buy a brand new car and then have a bunch of dirt on your carpet and you're like, I'm gonna get this thing clean, you know, it's gonna look good whenever I pick it up, even though I'm gonna dirty it up as soon as I leave. But when we hand this off, we want it to be brand newish. That's also why the vents are covered up. You see a big board on here. It's also painted so that people don't trip on it. But it's also important that we cover up all of these mechanicals so that whenever he does move in, he doesn't have dirty air filters, dirty ducts, stuff of that nature. So it really just helps like not have to like, you know, go that extra mile at the end, which that extra mile is time off of your schedule. That's that last 5% of a job that no one ever can seem to like do. Like there's, you know, so we just need a little bit more time. We're almost done. All we lack is finishing, but getting that last 5%, I say on anything in life is always the hardest thing to do. So these things will actually get that last 5% done at 95% to make 100%. And that's 200. Dude, we're good. So that's what we're doing. Another thing you mentioned too is like that 95% that he mentioned is something that we also train in our leadership training. And so like treating that last 5% as the first 95% is really how you do properly finish out that 5%. And so it is a big deal to change your the rhythm and the tempo of the project in that last 5%, because those are the ones that make the biggest difference and more pleasing as people move in, because everyone knows that a lot of cents make a lot of dollars and dollars make a holla, you know.